So y'all know y'all live with Snapchat Queen and AI chatbot friends. And I just woke up, family. Y'all know they say we don't like to read. So I was stumbled across this article again, right? It just popped in my view, right? It just popped in my view, family. It just popped in my view, family. It just popped up, right? And I was looking at it, right? I did a video, right, on how they wanted to use the tow truck services, right, to repo the cars. All these cars getting turned in, right? And right here it says Chicago residents protest ICE agents deployment in the city, right? Then I was thinking, I was like, okay, it says ICE is immigration and customs enforcement, right? Well, you can look it up, right? No Trump troops, right? That sound like a terrorist attack when you saying that you don't want the ICE agents in your city. Now, ICE controls immigration and customs, right? Customs is the people that search like the trucks when they come in through the cities, right? To make sure that they're not trafficking drugs through our ports. Now, I ain't a rocket scientist, family, but if I put this together in my head the way I'm saying it, the best way to get some drugs around customs would be through them giving them cars back. Let's listen to the video clip real quick. Now, this is a video. I don't own the rights to Anton Daniels video. I don't own the rights to that. Y'all go check him out. Anton Daniels Millionaire Morning Show. Y'all check him out. But this is a clip from his page talking about the repos that's coming, right? And over 10 million people is expected to have their cars repoed. Now, what would be the best way to get some drugs around America without customs being alerted?
As millions of dollars pour into the Trump administration, a nearly record high number of cars are being repossessed.
Now, I'm going to stop her right there because she said millions of dollars are being poured into the Trump administration. But over 10 million cars is being turned in. Right? Now, how is millions of dollars coming in the administration, but people are giving away their cars? Sound like some kind of terrorist attack, don't it?
As more and more Americans continue falling behind on their auto loan payments, this year more than 7.5.
We're going to be live streaming today.
Now, mind you, she said, we don't need all that. Mind you, she said, over 10 million people is going to have to turn in their cars for a loan. No, she tried to say Americans, right? Everything they say is based off them taking and tearing down America, right? Because 10 million people took out their car loan. And now saying they want to get them cars back. We had our borders breached for years. We can go all the way back to 2008 when Obama was in office, when they started packing our neighborhoods and country in. What would be the best way for them to move these drugs around undetected? Giving themselves cars, the rental car service, because those ways customs wouldn't check. Now we got to do the knowledge with a war without them fighting. Because they are saying, even in their newspapers, right? They in America talking about no ICE. No Trump troops. Right? All this is based off that federal American dollar. All of this is based off them taking America down through dollars. This will be the cartel and the drug war, the Airbnbs. Where did all the Airbnbs pop up from? They moved into everybody's neighborhoods out the blue. Bought properties in the neighborhood and tore them down and rebuilt an Airbnb for them to move around with, right? With the rentals. With the cars they have. Because then they got the tracking devices like they stalling out my engine and messing with my car. Right? Messing with the American people stuff where they can control their people even when they over here moving around. This is what we call a terrorist attack on America. Now they're explaining here how they using the car trucks and the tow trucks to get this thing off, moving drugs around. You lie with Snapchat Queen and AI chatbot friend, boy, when they want America outside this bad, why they think they gonna spend our money, boy, we got a problem with that. Whew. Well, I tell you, this thing getting juicy, family. It's getting juicy. I'll be back. I'm going to bring you live coverage on a war they wanted to bring to America without fighting. While the federal government shutdown only tells where the American money has been going. Everywhere but to Americans. You got to think a race war is not about their skin color. It's about them labeling themselves on paperwork because this is what they want, crowns. They want rulership, money, power, and respect. It's about money, power, and respect. American money, American power, and American respect. But what they didn't realize, America has that because we as one, united. It's a difference. You live with Snapchat Queen, AI chatbot friends. Hey, America never lose. I mean, you can't get a job and think you're going to take us down with a job, baby. It don't make sense. I mean, rental cars to move your drugs around with the cartel, moving drugs around with the car. Sit down. It's just the upgrade scandal. Airbnbs popping up in our neighborhoods for y'all to come in, rob us, and steal us in the middle of the night. Baby, that is... Sit down. Especially when I can pull cars this easy. I can sit here and tell you what you're doing. Sitting still. Because we ain't scared of it. This is America, baby. We don't believe in negotiating with terrorists. Not when you need our stuff to do. Not when you need the American dollar to pay for your stupidity. That's when we just shut it down, boy. Cut that federal dollar off. Send me my check. I'll let y'all later. Well, you like with Snapchat Queen, AI chatbot friend, boy. We're going to keep dropping these receipts. We be back. Boy, I had to put the reading glasses back on. Boy, I wake up to, no, I didn't say that. Y'all know how we do. Oh. You start shaking then. THRU, a nearby suburb coalition of organizers calling itself CATA, C-A-T-A, Coalition Against the Trump Agenda, organized a protest downtown September the 30th, 2025. Boy, y'all better sit down. How you protesting you in somebody else's country? See, that's when Americans got to calm down, because we be looking at these people like, baby, what are y'all out there fighting for? We did this stuff for free, baby. Y'all getting paid $17, $20 some for the jobs that we only got paid $2 to $5 for. What you fighting for? That's why the protests don't make sense to the American, baby. What you fighting for? What is you fighting for? You can go put your job application in. Niggas don't want to. A man told me he'd rather hold a sign than go get a job. A man would rather hold a sign than go get a job. This girl would rather have children than go get a job. Make it make sense. Boy, you like with Snapchat Queen, AI chatbot friends. We got to make this reality outside that they don't make sense. I mean, they didn't even take the time to even try to learn English, to even communicate with the Americans. Make it make sense, baby. But you need our school systems to educate yourselves and hold your children while you working. You need our jobs in order to pay your bills so you can have somewhere to stay. You need us to show you how to survive in the city when these storms and stuff come through. And you want to get out here and protest for what? Because you got to do what we Americans do anyway. You got to do what an adult do when they get out of their parents' house. I mean, you want credit for being grown. I mean, I don't understand why I put the reading glasses on, but you want credit for being an adult. Getting a job and take care of your responsibility. How do you want credit for that? How do you want credit for because you got a stack of money in your hand, baby? How you want credit for that? They're grown folk. That's why I say we looking at these children because they grown, but they children. You went and got a car. 10 million folk went and got a car off loans because she said a loan. And now you don't want to pay for it. You want to give it back. Sit down. You should have never left your parents' house. You should have sat there every time your parent told you to do something. You should have listened. Because at this point in reality, in 2025, this is not 1942. Where y'all need to be outside to this magnitude, hollering and screaming over some shit that you can get your ass up and do and you don't want to. Now, you got grown folks who sitting in front of a daggone school, pulling their pants down, smoking crack and all kind of stuff. These ain't children. These the children watching the grown folk. Then they got to go home too. What good is a college when they sitting over there fighting each other over some stuff that ain't theirs? Make it make sense outside. People outside jealous over somebody else's success. To the point they willing to commit a RICO. Because they watching somebody else's success and mad. People out in the streets hollering and screaming because somebody looking at somebody else's success, mad and jealous because they couldn't steal it. People watching other people come up, and instead of them trying to figure out a way for themselves, they trying to terrorize somebody. Not only that, even if they got more than you, They still in the background jealous. What can we do with that, family? These are conversations we got to start having because we're raising a bunch of kids without direction out here. It's over for the grown folks. But somebody got to teach these kids a way. Because if a child out here don't know how to feed themselves, because the grown folks being evil, it's a problem. Especially when I was on housing meetings where we set up what we call safe places for these kids to go to. And the grown folks put a lock on the door because they ain't got money in their hand to help the kids have somewhere safe to go. We put community gardens out here where we knew they were going to be food deserts in the communities. Because instead of these folk wanting to put a grocery store in these communities, they wanted to put Arab stores in the community, just sell them chips all day. So we put up community gardens and little houses where you can put food in, food box drops, right? Tell me why they done killed the gardens in the community. The pumps that we got that was supposed to pump the free water out the ground, they clogged those up. Put gates around the gardens that was functional and started selling it. What can you do with that, family? That's what I say. A lot of stuff I look at and I seen what was supposed to happen. And I watch the people take the money out of greed and do something totally different with it. It was enough money in these streets alone to build everybody's community. Not just some. It was enough money to go around the world and collectively build everybody's nation up. Not just some. But people so greedy and wanted to point that finger at somebody to tell them no, this bad. They separated themselves in tribes to bring themselves to self-destruction. Especially when they blaming the government for all their problems. You're applying for programs you don't need, taking it away from people who really need it. Blaming the government for your shortcomings. The government has nothing to do with it. Especially if I'm watching you take the money they gave you and not do what you're supposed to do with it. Took it and built theyself up and tore down the community to keep getting money. Recycling their own selves to poverty. Sit back watching each other out of jealousy and envy. Even if you come up, I'm going to send somebody over there to bring you down because I don't want you to have better than me. This the mindset we always grew up around with folks. Even when you minding your business, people got a problem with you minding your business. This the kind of world that's festering in 2025. People got a problem with you minding your business because you ain't in their business. You ain't in nobody else's business. And you don't care about that because you in your business. People in 2025 have a problem with that. People got a problem with somebody else's success in 2025. Even if they got more than that person, they still got a problem with that person for being successful. That's why I say you can't phantom what we at in 2025 with the adults who want to send them kids to school and give them an award. This is where you sip your coffee. And you ask the family, what can we do with that? You doing what you got to do with somebody trying to dictate your life because their life is a complete failure. You live with Snapchat Queen and AI chatbot friends. I appreciate y'all for tagging along. We got questions. Collectively, we can solve these problems. It's not hard. It's not hard. We've done great things. Very proud of it. Very proud of it. I'll be back.